Hey everyone, I'm Felicia. Welcome to the first video in my free mini-series on Python and Pandas. If you're looking to break into tech, boost your income, or be part of the AI movement, learning Python for data science is one of the smartest moves you can make. And it all starts right here. This series is your hands-on introduction, and if you've ever felt unsure about where to start or wondered if you're technical enough, I want you to know that you absolutely are. So why learn from me? I worked as a data scientist using Python to solve real-world problems for organizations, including Microsoft, the Centers for Disease Control, the Georgia Institute of Technology, and Claritative, among others. I've not only built and deployed models in these environments, but I've also helped hundreds of learners go from zero experience to confidently analyzing data and building their own projects. I've taken everything that I've learned from the field and from my years of teaching as a mathematics and statistics instructor and poured it into this series and my full course. In this video, we'll start with the absolute basics of Python, and we're going to get started using Google Colab. It's very easy. You don't have to do any downloads, and it's a way to kind of jumpstart and quick start your learning journey. And if you finish this lesson and think, I want more of this, you're exactly who I built my full Python for Data Science Zero to Pandas course for. It takes you step by step through the Python fundamentals all the way up to building and evaluating your own machine learning models. It's hands-on, beginner friendly, and designed to help you grow with clarity and confidence. The link to my full video course on Udemy is in this description of this video. And also, something else I've been toying around with is the idea of creating a bootcamp, so that if you like one-on-one instruction, and if I can get a group of, let's say, about 10 people who are interested on video instruction, I will do that. I was thinking about having that maybe before the end of the year. We can kick off the new year, right? Yeah, if you're interested in that, just type bootcamp in the chat. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so here's a recap for why Python for data science. Python consistently ranks as one of the most popular programming languages. It's readable and beginner friendly. It has powerful libraries for data manipulation, visualization, and machine learning. And it's used by professionals in every industry, from healthcare to finance to tech. And also, as we are beginning to get access to more AI tools, they're built using Python. So the more Python that you know, the better you will be. We won't be working on installing Python in this course, but I still want you to go to python.org so you can see where you can download Python on your local machine. If you want to download, you can just type the download for whatever machine you have. If you have Windows, if you have a Mac, or whatever platform, you can download. At the time of this recording, the latest release Python was Python 3.14. And what we're going to do today is we're not going to do any downloads. We want to keep this very nice and easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and move into a platform that's going to allow us to work with Python without any downloads or installations. And so we're going to go to Google Colab for that. And you can just type in Google Colab. In order to access Google Colab, you need to have a Gmail account or a Google Workspace. When you come in to Google Colab, you'll have this box here where it says, hey, open notebook. And here it has recent. These are the recent files that I've been working on. If you happen to have some files that you haven't worked on in a while or not quite as recent, you can just go to Google Drive. This is where your Google Colab notebooks are actually saved. We're going to call these notebooks, and these are called Jupyter notebooks, and Jupyter notebooks in the cloud. And what's nice about these, as I mentioned before, don't need installation, and you can use it anywhere. Like you can be at a library, you can be out of town, and as long as you have internet connection and a computer, you can get access to your Google notebook. Here they provide examples of the overview of Colab features, so you can click into these and actually open up notebooks and get a walkthrough to some of the features, accessing files and other information. You can also connect your Google Colab notebooks to your GitHub repository. I've done that in a couple places here. And you can upload notebooks from other locations. So you can download a notebook and upload the file here. We can also create a new notebook here. Before we do that though, I want to go into where it says Welcome to Colab so you can see what the introduction looks like. What's nice about working with Jupyter notebooks is that it has a cell type format where you can type information to the cell and run the cell, so it's interactive. You can go, cell by cell and executing your code. Here it tells you to explore Gemini API, and it gives you different information. It tells you about what is Colab, so you can come in here and find out more information here. This is why I chose it, because you don't need to do any configuration. It's easy to share your files. When you work with Google Colab, you can export your files in the notebook format as well as just a full Python script. And we'll talk a little bit more later. The course goes over that in a little bit more detail. And here it talks about getting started, how you can run the cell. You can press this to run a cell. This is a Markdown cell where this is actually text. So Markdown is text, and this information here where you can actually run the cell by just pressing the play button. These are code cells where you write something that a Python script that you're trying to execute or to run. To execute these cells, you can press this, or you can also press Shift Enter at the same time. So Shift Enter on your keyboard also executes cells. And if you want to read about machine learning, you want to read about data science, this is also here. So okay, let's go ahead and get started. I have a notebook. To create a new notebook, you want to go File, New Notebook in Drive, and that allows us to get started. I've already created one. This is our introduction to Python notebook, and I created a Markdown cell or a text cell. So this is a text cell. Let me show you how I actually did that. It's introduction to Python. You can click right here. It adds a text cell, and so if you can actually create a table of contents with different size headers. So here, this is header 1. Shift Enter, and let's say I want another text cell, and I'm going to call this one double hash or double pound, and this is header 2. Shift Enter, and we're going to add another text cell and say, okay, let's header 3. And so forth. Okay. And we go on to the side over here, this hamburger menu. You see this is your table of contents. So here's the introduction to Python, then it's header 1, header 2, then there's other ones. This tells you that you're on header 3. So if I came up here, this is header 2. And so you can see what's happening, header 1, header 2, header 3. And they're like in levels based off of the size of the header. Okay. And you don't have to type in header. You can put any information that you want here. This is an introduction to Python. And the first thing that we're going to work on is comments. So here, I'm going to keep this instead of as header 1, I want it from this point on to make it hash. I'm going to have 3 hashes for the third heading. And we're going to call this one comments. Okay. And we know we have comments, and these are used as descriptions. Okay, this is not code. This is not code. These are just used as descriptions. This is not code to be run. Okay, it's just descriptions here. And this is what that looks like. Okay, introduction to Python is up here at this level. Comments used as descriptions, not code to rerun. Okay. All right, so having said that, I have some information here down here about this is a comment. So I'm going to actually redo this. And since you're in these cells, what's nice about them that these are movable. So I can move this up under where it belongs. And here I have this is a comment. And I'm going to create another code cell. This is a code cell. Here is another comment. And when we run it, you can just press Shift Enter, or you press the play button, and you notice that nothing really happened. I don't see anything underneath here. I just have check marks here that says that it's been run and how long it took to run the cell. And that's what we have here. That's what a comment. We use comments to provide information about the Python script that we are executing, for not only for a new developer or someone else who may come back and want to use your notebook and recreate the work that you've done or add to the work that you've done, but also for ourselves, because you might work on a Python task or a script and then come back to it and might not quite remember all the details around it. So this is great to comment, to add comments to your code. All right, so we're going to work on our first task, which is working with numbers in Python. And so these are comments. Let's create another. And we're going to say using Python as a calculator. Using Python as a calculator. Okay. And we'll also want this to be at the third heading level, so I'm going to put another one there. Shift Enter. And so I don't need my header 3. You know, you can delete the cell here. So you can delete, we don't need it. And so we want to use this as a calculator. I'm going to come back to these other cells in a second, so I'm not going to worry about those. So I'm going to create another code cell. And so here now we want a calculator. And so for this one, we're going to work with the operations. And so this one is going to be addition and subtraction. So here, print 2 plus 2. I probably should just do 2 plus 2. Before I hit the print statement, let me just do 2 plus 2 first. I'm just going to call this addition. We can come back to the print statement next. So let's say 2 plus 2. Plus 2. I can put the play button here. This is our addition, and you see it's 4. It also works for subtraction, as I mentioned before. So hey, subtraction. 10 minus 3, shift enter, that's 7. Division. Let's start with multiplication. It's multiplication. And we have, for multiplication we use our this star. So star 5 times, let's say 5 times 3. So that's 15. Division is special. Let's see what happens with division. Division. Now let's go with 10 divided by 3. And so we see all of this here. Okay. Now there's a special thing that we can do in here where you just want to return the whole number. So when you just want to return the whole number, so here, division, returning just the whole number. Okay. So we have our 10, 2 division signs, 3, shift enter, it provides us with 3. Okay. It doesn't round up or down, it just gives us the whole number here. So there's another one we talk about is the modulus, which is kind of like division, but it provides the remainder. So here we have 10 percentage 3. You run it, and it gives you 1. So 10 divided by 3 is you have 3 whole numbers with a remainder of 1, because 3 times 3 is 9, and you need to have 1 more remaining. So this is the remainder. And this is used in coding, so having the modulus is a good way to start with it. All right, so that is using Python as a calculator. And what we'll do next is, I think what we'll do next is work with Python as strings. And so we've done quite a bit for this first video. I don't want it to be too overwhelming, so what I'll do here is we're going to end with a print statement, and then we'll start talking about using more strings. But I want to just start, finish with using the print. So let's add some more text and just say, hey, hash, hash, hash. I want to do 3 levels here, and saying the print statement, introducing the print statement. Okay, print statement. Sometimes we add print statements throughout the code to help us check to see how the code is being run. Code is typically run from the top down, okay? So here, our first Python script, we're going to print hello world. And that's what our print statement will do. We could have done that with our addition and subtraction as well. Let's do that again here. We're going to add a code cell, and we're going to say addition, let's say print 2 plus 3 Now this is a comment. You can put the comment on the side or top or below, it doesn't matter. As long as you have to have a hash or a pound in front. Addition. Okay. Print 9 minus 5, which is, I like to give it a little bit of space. Subtraction. Okay. And so we get 5 and 4. Now if we wanted to add some more, we can put some language in here, say, 2 plus 3. We could have put some comment in here with it. So I could say adding 2 numbers, subtracting 2 numbers, like that. So here's another example. Adding. And whenever I'm working with letters or strings, we have to have quotations around those strings. So adding number, 2 numbers. Okay. And put a colon here just to make it look nice. And here we're going to add 2 numbers and put a comma between 2 plus 3 and the string. And we're also going to do subtracting 2 numbers. So subtracting 2 numbers. Okay. Keeping those quotes. Put a comma between the letters or strings and those numbers. And let's print again. So here it says adding 2 numbers, 5. Subtracting 2 numbers, 4. Those are the results. Okay. All right. And we'll talk some more about the print statement in the next video. And if you're interested in more of this, definitely check out the course, Python for Data Science, 0 to Pandas. It's a Udemy course. The link to the course is in the description of this video. And yeah, until next time, be well.